Following World War II, an estimated 270 Holocaust survivors settled in Kansas City. In 1958, they formed the New Americans Club. The group was instrumental in creating one of the first Holocaust monuments in the United States, and they worked to record their histories, culminating in the founding of the Midwest Center for Holocaust Education in 1993, the same year the United States Holocaust Memorial opened in our nation's capital. Here's Dr. Shelley Klein talking about the monument.
This memorial, as you can see, does include a lot of imagery about the Warsaw Ghetto, and it was very important to members of the community to highlight this moment of resistance that was the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. On one side, you will see very overt Holocaust imagery, including a map of the Warsaw Ghetto. You'll notice that the ghetto itself is empty. It's devoid of people. The people have been emptied out, and you'll notice there down below in a forced exodus headed towards a fiery door. This door represents the death camp, specifically Treblinka, where the bulk of the inhabitants of the Warsaw Ghetto were sent. If you move along the side of the memorial, you will see skeletal figures wrapping around the side, reaching out for remembrance. This ties the Holocaust side to the post-war side, as we see a dual exodus, one of Moses leading his people out of Egypt, and then another of Holocaust survivors leaving Europe for America.
I was honored to record Holocaust survivor Sonia Warshawski twice, once before and once after her 100th birthday. Sonia is one of the last remaining Holocaust survivors in America, and she lives right here in Kansas City. The first interview was part of a special project with the Museum of Kansas City, which is home to a special exhibit on her life. The second was a personal favor. I wanted our daughters to meet her so that they could be a witness. Together, we decided to share portions of that conversation. And that's really why I made this video. If you would like to experience a conversation with Sonia, the Museum of Kansas City has a special exhibit that uses AI to match recordings like these with your questions. Our daughters had the opportunity to utilize the exhibit, and they were impressed with how there were moments that reminded them very much of the conversations they had at Sonia's house. We also visited the monument and another exhibit on Sonia and her late husband at the Johnson County Museum. If you're in the Kansas City area, I hope you'll visit the museums and the monument so that you too can be a witness. The following conversation between Sonia and our daughters is hard. It was hard as a father, and we've had conversations before and after this very bittersweet afternoon. I hope you'll also have hard conversations with the people you love.
Whatever you want to ask me, go ahead.
What was your life like before the Holocaust?
Before the Holocaust, we had a very happy childhood, completely different. And my parents were just wonderful. When I was in the place where I was raised and born, we had a lot of wonderful ponies. I was riding the ponies, and then we had all kind of games. Since I was very young, I already was reading history all the time. And this is what I noticed, what's lacking in our younger generation. I'm not saying everybody, but this is very, very important. History. I can sit here for hours and hours and still not be able to tell you everything what I have seen. Yes, hangings. When we arrived with my mom they took us out from a hiding place because we already knew what's going on. My father had a friend. His little village was very close from Treblinka. And he was the first one to bring the truth. We knew always seeing going, but we didn't know. We didn't even believe sometimes somebody, even escaped or something. So he told us, remember, if they to come and they round you around, you go into your death. And he gave us all the warning. That's the reason my parents we were in a hiding place, and we survived all those until our Our city had 6 deportations, but me, my mom, were in the 5th one. And then it's too long to tell you, when they took us out, they came with German shepherds and they sniffed us out. This camp was awful. It was so close across where all people, Polish people were living there just across. Okay, how people could say it didn't happen today, it breaks my mind. They all saw the horrible, after burning the people, the smoke. I shall never, never forget. 2 German SS women and 2 of our girls, you're probably my age, and the girls were carrying little stools to be able to, for hanging. So you can imagine, while this happened, I'll never forget, when finally they put him up, my mama put his head like this, she couldn't stand it. And one of the SS women came up and bid her, you have to see it, you have to look. So we watched them, and their last words before they died, I shall never still in my ears. First they spit on the SS women, and then they told us in our language, never forget, take revenge. And then you wouldn't still believe it. It's beyond to believe. Their bodies, they didn't take them right to burn them. They were lying for a few days for us to see, if you want to do something like this, to escape, this is waiting for you. One day came Mengele, but Mengele, they call him Angel of Death, because he was a horrible, and he was the one doing a selection. When my mama came in the front, and he put her to the left, and then after her, he put me to the right. And I can tell you, I wanted to go with my mom, but the SS woman, for some reason, she pushed me back to the right. And what they did, the ones what he's sending already to the gas chamber, when you hear the siren, I knew it's always, they did it for you, not we can now go out or go into the barracks, you see. Because they didn't want you to see something, but they don't want you, but we have seen anyway. So when I heard already, like God wants me to see my mom for the last time, it pushed me back to the big door from the barrack. And what do you think? There was a little peephole like this, not bigger than that. And I was managing to see my mama holding with another lady from my hometown, with all others, walking to the gas chamber. Yes. I lived with that all my years, that's right. How can I forget? She was only 43 years old. Yes. And now when you see people didn't learn and still denying it didn't happen, so I hope it'll keep awakening. All we have to do, treat each other like you like to be treated yourself. That's all. That's all we need. There were already a lot of books about the Holocaust. So my sixth sense was telling me, Sonia, if you will speak from your heart, it will be much meaningful and more grateful for the students. In it, I was right in this respect, because if you would see hundreds and hundreds of letters what they wrote to me.
When me and my sister are 80 and 90, we're going to be very excited to tell people that we've met you.
Thank you.
See if she's
Thank
taking
you.
care of your